Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today we'll be discussing with respect to ease of doing business. Otherwise, you can use the short form EDB. So, what exactly is this ease of doing business? This happens both at the national level and also at the international level. And today, we'll discuss the both. For example, see here, very recently, a report has been released by the union government, and out of all the states, including few union territories in India, the Telugu states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, have topped in this particular list. Similarly, very recently, a list has been released by the World Bank, and in that particular list, India ranked at 130th position. Last year, India was at 131st position. It has been improved by one rank. And at the topmost position, you have New Zealand. Last year, the first position was occupied by Singapore, and this time Singapore has been slipped down to second position. And at number one position, you have New Zealand, and India has been ranked at 138th position, 130. So we'll be discussing this. But if you look at the national level, the union government in association with the DIPP, they have announced this one, and both Andhra Pradesh and Telangana have topped. Last year, at number one position, it was Gujarat, and at number two position, it was Andhra Pradesh. And Telangana state was ranked at 13th position last year. So from 13th position, it has been moved to the first position this time. That is a wonderful and a fantastic achievement by Telangana state. And Andhra Pradesh, which was at number two position, has moved to the first position, and Gujarat has been slipped down to the third position. Clear? And the reports are that at number one position, so we have both the Telugu states, right? Now, so what exactly is this concept, and how exactly you will provide this ranking with respect to ease of doing business? So, what are the procedures? What are the procedures and what are the flexibilities that are available in starting a business, in registering a business? How long you'll be this are taking time to give the permission for an industry to start, and how exactly you will handle the taxation system, and how exactly the state will protect the interest of the investors. Clear? And how easy to close the business in that particular state, meaning based on various criteria the ranking will be given. And it is not just Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. It seems that 16 states in India, so they have implemented more than 75% of the reforms that were proposed. 75%, and most effectively it was implemented by Telangana state and Andhra Pradesh state. That is the reason why they have been ranked at the topmost position. Similarly, if you look at the whole world, 185 countries have been taken into consideration. This is not the first time. Since the year 2003, this is happening, and the rankings are being given. But kindly remember, the ranking is not just given on the announcement of the policies. If you just say announcement of the policies, every government in every country will announce so many policies. But how exactly you are implementing the policies, and how exactly you are serving and protecting the interest of the investors, that is very, very important. Meaning is simple, it is not just a promise, but it is also implementation that makes all the difference. Clear? And if you look at India, of course in India, though the government is doing well, but there are certain problems in certain areas. Those areas I'll be discussing with you after some time. But otherwise, this year, India has been ranked at 130th position. But the Prime Minister said that in the coming 2 years, India should be in top 50. For that reason, the gap between promise and implementation has to be narrowed a lot. Clear? The more is the gap, the higher will be the rank. So the narrow is the gap, right? So you will be in the top position, and hopefully India is going to achieve it in the coming 2 to 3 years, and the government is very optimistic, and we are also looking at the various economic policies in India. Am I clear? So now if you look, and another problem here is that another problem here, when it comes to World Bank will not take entire country into consideration. For example, see here, 185 countries have been taken into consideration. And if you look at India, World Bank has done the survey only in two cities, that is in Delhi and also in Mumbai. And in these two cities, the survey has been conducted, and accordingly, the ranking has been given. But otherwise, at the national level, if you look at this, the states are really doing well. The states are really doing well. That is the reason I said Telangana state, which was at the 13th position, now it has been moved to the first position. Clear, there is a considerable improvement as far as the states are concerned with respect to this ease of doing business. That is the reason why. So we cannot depend completely only on this, and we need not get disappointed. But even by taking only those two cities into consideration, our rank has been improved a bit. Clear? And hopefully the governments in all the states will take certain measures, and in the nearest future, even at the international level, India's rank is going to be improved for that. Clear? Am I clear? That's point number one. So next, point number two, I'll be showing you the points. What are the points that are taken into consideration for giving the rank? And we'll also see where India is lagging behind. So for that reason, what should be done? But kindly remember, it is not just a promise, but it is also the implementation that will play a very, very key role. Clear? All the people who are writing any examination anywhere in the country, clear, any public service commission, any board examination you are writing, please remember the rank of India in this particular year's list. India is 130th, 130, and at number one position you have New Zealand. Am I clear? And when it comes to the states, the Telugu states, right? Of course, the ranking at the national level has been given by union government. So in that ranking, Telugu states have topped. And last year, topmost state, Gujarat, has been slipped down to third position. Am I clear? So right. So now, let's go ahead. I'll show you the document. First, I'll show you a question, and then we'll go for the this discussion of some more points. I'll be showing you on the screen. Look at this. And here, before that, I would like to say, last month, that is October current affairs, that notes has been uploaded at the site, and you may please start reading that. And there is a facility for downloading. You can download it, and you can also take the printouts if you want. But from my side, it's a sincere request. Please don't take the printouts, and don't waste the paper, and don't spoil the atmospheres or the environment. Clear? So we always this is strive for protecting our environment. Let's not waste the paper. Am I clear? Since the digital system is available, and you can download that, and you can keep it on your desktop, and whenever you want to read, you may please read that. But once again, it's a request, don't take the printouts. Am I clear? But option is there, right? Next, look at this. Which of the following states topped in the ease of doing business as declared by the union government? Already you know the answer. Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana. Now, I'm going further. Look at this. At least 32 states and union territories, meaning including union territories, the total has become 32. But don't worry, the number of states is not 32 in India. The number is only 29, plus you have 7 union territories. So altogether, 32 have given. They have submitted evidence of implementation of various reforms according to DIPP statement. DIPP stands for Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. And these submissions were reviewed by the World Bank team and also validated by the so-called DIPP. Please remember this. Okay. Now, look at this. Telangana, it was not at third position, but 13th place. Let me make a correction. Yeah. Telangana, which was at, just a moment. Yeah. Which was at 13th rank in 2015, reached top position this year. Andhra Pradesh, which was at second position, reached the top. Gujarat was the first position, which was in the first position last year. It has been slipped down to third position. Am I clear? Next, we are going further. Next one. So when it comes to the ease of doing business, this is what I am talking about with respect to the World Bank. What exactly is this doing business report that is called a DBR? It was launched in the year 2003. The doing business report is an annual survey and is based on the report that aims to measure the actual cost of doing business in 185 countries. And the resultant study produces a quantitative assessment of each country's regulation. Please look at the statements very clearly. All right. Each country's regulations for starting a business, dealing with the construction permits, employment of workers, registering the property, access to the credit, protecting investors, paying the taxes, trading across borders, enforcing contracts, securing an electricity connection, and at the end, closing a business. So how effectively you are doing it, and how is the flexibility that is available in doing all these things, that will be taken into consideration for giving the ranks. Based on their scores in each parameter, the report ranks the countries relative to each other's performance. Look at this. I'm going further. New Zealand topped the doing business ranking this year. Please remember, which is the country that is topping the list this time? Answer is New Zealand. And last year it was Singapore, and Singapore has been pushed to the so-called the second position by New Zealand. Clear? Now, on the other hand, we always speak in terms of, this BRICS nations. So these are the 5 countries, and the countries. And if you look at the ranking of the BRICS nations, except India and China, remaining other countries, right? Maybe Russia, Brazil, or South Africa. So their rank has further slipped down. Indian rank has been moved to the higher side, right? So by 1. But when it comes to the remaining 3 countries except China, so their rank has been further slipped down. Clear? And that's not a good sign. Look at this. So obviously that will be a matter of discussion when BRICS summit will take place. Look at this. Brazil, from 121st position, it moved to 123rd position. Right? Russia, which was at 36th position last year, it has been moved to 40th position. South Africa, which was at 72nd position, moved to 74th position. But when it comes to China, which was at 80th position, now it has reached to 78th position. Clear, improved by 2 points. China. India, 1 point. This methodology of doing business report. Advantages and limitations. The methodology of doing business report does not take into account announcement of reforms, but rather focuses on an on-the-ground assessment achieved through field surveys and interviews with the corporate lawyers, business and company executives. Hope you got it. Meaning, mere announcement of the policy will not be helpful in any manner. That is the reason why on the ground assessment will be taking place. Clear? And that is the assessment is happening through field surveys. Am I clear? Look at this. Note, for India, there is a need to reduce the gap between formulation and policy implementation. Look at this. India is a federal democracy and regulations will differ across the country according to the respective state laws and the institutions. And the World Bank's DBR only evaluates ease of doing business in Delhi and Mumbai, which do not accurately represent the country's business condition. That is the reason why there is no necessity for India to get disappointed, but India has to review its situations and India has to move further. Clear? Right? But even in Delhi and Mumbai, why it should be so low? Right? That should be increased. That should be improved. Clear? And hopefully by 1 year or coming 2 to 3 years, everything will be fine. And India's rank at the international level will be moving further. Prime Minister wants India to be in the top 50. Look at this. In fact, in the latest state-by-state ranking for ease of doing business, which was a joint initiative of the government's Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, that is DIPP, and the World Bank, 16 Indian states were found to have implemented more than 75% of the 340 reforms proposed by DIPP. Is it not a good thing? It's really a wonderful thing. More than 75% were implemented by how many states? 16 states. So definitely remaining states will also learn from these states, and that is how the state governments are expected to work. If all the state governments are working like this, obviously India will progress. India will progress further, and India may become a developed nation in the nearest future. Yes. Next, look at this. The reforms that were covered were, look at this. Single window systems, meaning at one place, whole work has to be done. That is called single window system. Instead of going to various departments, clear various buildings, various locations, meeting various people at one place, the things must be done. That is called a single window systems. Tax reforms, construction permits, environment and labor reforms, inspection reforms, access to information and transparency. India is doing well. We have the RTI, right? Access to the information and the transparency, and commercial disputes resolution enablers. Important. Disputes will be there. That should be resolved. This year, newly divided states, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, jointly ranked at the top, while the last year's top ranker, Gujarat, moved down to third position. Clear? Next, the cities of Delhi and Mumbai, and the focus of the World Bank's doing business survey, belong to relatively low-performing states, with the Delhi state coming at 19th position. What is this 19th position? Telangana and AP at the top. Gujarat at number 3. Similarly, if you go to Delhi, Delhi has been ranked at 19th position. I am talking within India. And Maharashtra at 10th position. And World Bank, in its international ranking, they took Delhi and Mumbai. Clear? And Maharashtra was at is at number 10th position and Delhi at 19th position within India. And only these two cities were taken into consideration, and accordingly the ranking was given. Clear? Hope you are getting this. That's the reason why there is no necessity for India to worry, but India should move further with more reforms and by reviewing its previous policies. Look at this. Ease of doing business index and India's performance. India ranking at 130th, improved by one notch. Okay, from 131st we moved to 130th position. Improvement was observed in securing an electricity connection and enforcing the contracts. But India's ranking deteriorated in 5 parameters. What are they? Dealing with the construction permits, access to credit deteriorated, protecting minority investors deteriorated, paying tax deteriorated, trading across borders again deteriorated. Clear? So these must be rectified. And when it comes to no change was observed in the parameters of starting a business, registering a property, resolving insolvency, no change was observed. Clear? Some of the achievements recognized by the World Bank for this year, for this past year, include the establishment of an electronic system for companies to pay employee insurance contributions, easier procedures for exporting and importing, and new arbitral mechanisms for resolving the commercial disputes. Okay. Right. So here in the civil service examination, who don't know, there may be a question in the main examination. Where do you see India's ranking in 2020? Clear? And by looking at the present status, along with the government policies and its implementations, so you can anticipate where India can be. Clear? But otherwise, looking at all the states, we can see that 16 states have implemented more than 75% of the reforms, meaning that shows the the states are working. Of course, the reasons are many. The central government is supporting the states, one, and with the latest finance commission, 42% of the taxes are being given to this division of taxes. 42% is coming to the states, so the revenue is also increased with in the central share. That's the reason why. So everything is going very, very well, and India hopefully going to do much better in the coming years. Hopefully, India is going to do much, much better. And with this positive note, this is Saturday evening, so we are ending this session. And I'll see you in the next class. And I wish you all a very, very good luck and have a wonderful weekend. So thank you so much for being with me this evening. I wish you all very, very best. Good night.